What up, world? This your boy Ep.3 coming at you live and direct once again. Another episode of I Got a Story to Tell. Today, I'm gonna tell you a story about how I almost lost my life. You know what I'm saying? From a stray bullet. So the day starts, I'm hanging out with my homeboy. We'll leave the names out of this. I'm hanging out with my homeboy. We riding around all over the city, picking up, dropping off. And he decides to go pick up something from somebody that owes him something. So we pull up outside the house. It's right off of Flat Shows. I'm sitting in the car. I'm writing lyrics, listening to beats, and a young dude pulls up. I won't say his name either. He pulls up. He's a rapper. He was signed with Gucci Mane for a little while. So he pulls up. I get out of the car. Me and him, you know, we chit-chatting about getting in the studio, working on something, you know, what projects he's working on, what I'm working on. So as we're talking, I look up the street and I see a small SUV coming down the street. I look back at him. We continue talking. I look back at the car, and the passenger door flies open on the car, and I see feet coming out. Keep in mind, the car is still moving. So now me and him both are looking at the car. So a guy jumps out of the car with a gun and he runs down shooting at the guy that I was just talking to. The guy that I'm talking to runs around the car. I get back in the car on the passenger side and I'm just sitting there like with my head down. The guy who I was talking to runs around to the driver's side and the guy who's shooting is on my side. So they're playing chicken across the car with me in the middle. He's shooting and he's ducking and moving. He's shooting, he's ducking and moving. The guy that I was talking to on the driver's side takes off and runs towards the woods. The guy that was shooting comes around the car and continues to shoot at him. He runs back around the side of the car that I was in and he jumps in the car and they take off. My heart is racing this whole time. I mean, I knew he didn't come there for me, but it's like everything just froze. That exchange between those two felt like forever. So that happens. I get out of the car. I look at the car. It's 2 bullet holes near the hood of the car over the passenger side tire. It's bullet holes in the back by the trunk, and it's bullet holes by the back door. Cause he was kind of shooting from a distance. He wasn't right up on the car. He was kind of back from the car shooting like that. And, the guy that I was riding with, he came out of the house, him and a few other people, because they heard the gunshots. And they come out and, you know, the bullets are in the car and I'm standing there and everybody is like, man, you chill. Like anybody else probably would have been panicking, and it wasn't that I was chilled about it. It was more like I was more than like shocked and thankful that I didn't get hit by one of those stray bullets. And they kind of laughed it off. And believe it or not, the guy who jumped out of the car and did the shooting was the brother of a friend of mine's girl. So he ended up calling my homeboy and telling him to apologize to me. You know, he had beef with that guy and he didn't mean for me to be caught in the middle of it. But the moral of this story is that you got to watch out who you hanging with. You know, sometimes you could be in the wrong place at the wrong time. And that was one of those situations. And it was primarily because of the person that I was riding with. You know, me sitting in the car and I'm sitting here talking to this guy, not knowing that he's got all this stuff going on. And I could have became a victim of a stray bullet or became a victim because he thinks that I'm in on whatever beef he has with this guy. So that's the moral of this story is pick your friends wisely. Be careful who you associate with. You know what I mean? And I almost found that out the hard way. So that's another episode of I Got a Story to Tell. Subscribe to the channel if you have not. And I'll catch you next time. Ep.3 signing out. Peace.